Howdy everyone, I am going to fillet up this brown trout for smoking fillets. So this is my first time doing it. I'm just going to start right behind the head here, make a cut down until I feel the backbone. And then I'm going to follow that backbone, see if I can't fillet this thing like a really big trout. Bones are definitely hard to get through. Oops. I want to cut that right off at the tail. We're going to leave the skin on. We'll keep that on even as it gets smoked. Not too bad for my first time. Take the rib cage off here. And I'm not gonna really worry about the bones because I'm just gonna smoke this. And once it's smoked, you can just pick the meat right off the bones. There we have it. Filleting a brown trout. Alrighty, so I am gonna fillet my second brown trout up here just like the first one. I'm gonna go down behind the neck and follow that backbone. Definitely kind of hard with how big those bones are. Look at that fillet. Doesn't even fit on the plate. All right, I'm just gonna take these fillets inside and wash them up in the sink and then make up my brine mixture for smoking them. Get them brining and I should be able to come back and smoke them tomorrow. You have a good night. All right, so we also need to get these fillets into the brine tonight. So I've got the ingredients already drawn for that. We've got 2 quarts of cold water. We've got 2/3 a cup of coarse salt. We're gonna add that to the water. And then we have 2 cups of brown sugar. We're gonna add that into the water as well. Try to not make a big mess here. And I'm gonna stir these in. That will then go into our brine bucket, and then I'm gonna cut these fillets up to go in the brine bucket. I'm gonna let this sit overnight, and then in the morning I'll be able to take it out and move on to the next step. All right, gonna add that to the brine bucket. That was almost disastrous. And I'm gonna finish the rest of the stirring in here. So now I'm gonna cut these fillets into pieces to go in the brine, except I'm gonna save a couple of these smaller pieces to do some salmon bowls tomorrow for dinner. I think I'm just gonna cut them into like 3 pieces. You just wanna make sure that that meat is fully submersed. If you don't have enough brine to fully submerge your meat, you can just double the recipe. That was 2/3 of a cup of salt, coarse kosher salt, and then 2 cups of brown sugar. Now that I have the fillets on the drying racks, we're going to put them in the basement where it's below 60 degrees and put a fan on it and just let those air dry for a couple hours, and that'll help form the pellicle on the meat that helps when smoking it. All right, so we're gonna put this in the smoker, got it set to 165 degrees. I'm gonna take this fish and spray the back with a little oil, try to help it keep from sticking to the grates. And then I'm gonna smoke this until I believe we're going for 140 degrees internal temperature. And every hour I'm gonna come out here and cover it with some maple syrup to give it some sweetness. I actually might alternate between maple syrup and honey. Let's see a trick. About an hour in now, so I mixed up some honey and maple syrup together, and I'm gonna just put that on these fillets and let that adhere. Meter has told us that our salmon has reached temperature, so we are taking it out of the smoker and gonna let it sit on these racks for about an hour before I package it up. I believe I read that the salmon put into a bag can last for around 10 days in the fridge, or you could vacuum pack it and freeze it, and that'll last up to a year. So smoked brown trout. Jack, you know the rules. You can taste it, but you gotta tell us how it is. You ready?